time. Boom, booyah, we're recording. What's up, everybody? How in the world are you doing? TGIT, thank God it's Tuesday. If God tarries is coming, gives us another day, then we'll have Wednesday, and we'll say TGIW. Thank God it's Wednesday. Man, you know what? I'm still growing, and I don't mean my waistline either. 47 years old, going on 48, I'm still growing. I'm still growing. I'm still climbing up the hill because success is on the top of that hill, and I'm going after it. It's a struggle climbing the hill, but that's where success is at, and it's all worth it. We work hard climbing up that hill so we can play hard. What's up, everybody? I'm telling you, better turn them speakers down tonight. Woo, baby. Yeah, how many of you want to look good naked? Raise your hand. If you'll lie about that, you'll lie about other things too, brethren. Hey, what's going on? Y'all doing all right? I love you. You know I love you. Boy, I've been getting some hate mail lately. Getting some hate mail. I ain't talking about dislike mail either. I ain't talking about critique mail either. I'm not talking about feedback mail either. I've been getting some hate mail. Woo! It's not going to stop me. It ain't ever stopped me, and it's never going to stop me. I'm just telling them, you just hide and watch. You just hide and watch what I do. Yes, I'm a flawed person. Make many mistakes. Sometimes a weak person, but I'm still a climbing. I'm still moving. Hey, that's what we're going to talk about here for a minute. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Tell me if you're losing any weight. Y'all losing any weight, and then we'll get started. Somebody give me a praise report here. 9 o'clock at night. We done with work. Y'all not the clients, and I'm not the teacher. We just brethren and sisters coming together with a common goal, common aspirations. Yes, we're moving toward looking good in our clothes, and then we're going to look good naked after that. That's right. Lost 0.4 yesterday. Way to go, Patricia. Amanda, I got your email too just a few minutes ago. I will answer that. I shared in the group that I re-earned my pink shirt today. Woo, baby. Woo, baby. Way to go, y'all. I tell you what, I'm feeling so good about my hard work. Sometimes I just want to get naked, and then I remember I'm not a kid. You know, when we was little kids, I like to get naked. I just want to get naked. I'm so happy. But I ain't going to get naked because that would be too much for y'all to look at, and you might, well, it would be good appetite control for sure. But there's something about doing your best. When you start doing your best, you're satisfied with yourself. You're satisfied with the good parts of your body. You're satisfied with the flawed parts of your body. And the stretch marks I got. I got stretch marks. I'm proud of them, boy. Those badges of honor. I've earned them stretch marks, baby. They my stretch marks. They give this old body character. I love it, y'all. I love the journey. I do. This is the longest I've ever been on a challenge. I'm so very thankful for all you. Well, we're thankful for you, Amber. We are. Satin, what's up? I love that name, Satin. That's good. Don't listen to the hate. I ain't going to listen to them, Phyllis. I used to more than I do now. I don't listen to it as much anymore. Sometimes, you know, it's more good than bad. We have more good than bad. I'm bad about it. I need to say that. Because I tell y'all, when you gain a little weight and you want to go on the rant about it, you better be putting down also how much you've lost and how well you've done. Well, I tell you what, y'all love on me so much, it's more than I deserve. If you really knew me in an intimate way, if you knew me on a day-to-day basis, you wouldn't like me none. That's what makes Melvin Wells so special. He likes me and knows me. So you probably wouldn't like. So I appreciate y'all looking beyond my faults and seeing good in me. But every once in a while you get that, not just feedback. I like the feedback, but you get that hate mail, boy. Just people, seems like they got just a vendetta. Tell you that they just can't stand you. And if anybody else would teach the program, we'd listen in. Anyway, I don't care. Just hit delete and move on because the hater's going to hate. This week is starting as a week of healing from abusive past. I put my hate mail. I'm telling you, I know y'all wouldn't like me if you see. I'm going to get started in a minute. I know y'all wouldn't like me. I got 2 bottles. I'm fired up tonight. I got water in one hand, Celsius in the other. Had a spark before I come live. Y'all shouldn't do. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. Don't ever do that. I forgot where I was at. But anyway, we're letting go of them abusers, them takers. You know, there's givers and takers in this world. Some people's just takers. I don't know how you drink Spark that late. I do. I need to come off of it for a while. We're going to talk about that today, too. Divine Day. I don't do that every day. I take days off to reset my adrenal glands. I do. Well, look, let's get started. I know some of y'all's got to go, and you don't want to spend as much time with me as I want to spend with you. But I do love you. We got a lot to cover tonight, a lot of ground to cover. I'm so proud of everybody. So, you know, who am I to be proud of you? I hope you're proud of me. I'm proud of you, and so thankful for you, and you putting forth the effort like you're putting forth. And it's just amazing what the Lord's doing through you guys, you ladies, you men. It's amazing. A lot of people have started and already dropped out. I'm not talking about folks that, you know, didn't re-up the second or third week. I'm talking about people the first week that didn't make it the first week. People that started the second didn't make it the second. And I want to talk a little bit about that, because relapse and reloaded, relapse to reloaded, relapse to reloaded. Can I pick on, who can I pick on? I don't know who to pick on that won't get mad at me. Can I pick on Melvin? Will Melvin let me pick on him? Can I pick on Melvin? Let me pick on Melvin a little bit. Me and Melvin been traveling a little while together. I've been doing this longer than him. He come on and he started doing it a few years back. And I mean, dude, look, his transformation was remarkable, absolutely remarkable. He worked extremely hard to lose. I forget, Melvin, you might want to remind him. He worked extremely hard to lose a good sum of weight. And his before and after pictures was some of the best that I ever seen. 60 pounds. He lost 60 pounds. And I mean, quite remarkable what he accomplished. The new car smell was on it. And he put the pedal to the metal. Life got in the way, but he kept driving through and he got it done. And I ain't into boys. You have to figure out whether that's right or wrong. I'm not into boys. I'm into girls, especially in particular, like 100% my wife. She's pretty. But anyway, I ain't into boys, but Melvin looked hot. See, I'm secure enough in my manhood, I can say, fella, he looked good. He looked good. He looked hot. Not that you don't today, Melvin. I'm going to screw this up. I'm going to open mouth and insert the foot. But he had a little problem. He relapsed. But here's my point. Since Melvin and I, you know, he started the journey later than me, and then we traveled together. Since that time, Melvin's worked just as hard at this as I have. He's worked just as hard. He's had a lot of movement. Now, he can speak well for himself. He can speak for himself, I should say. But I can't tell you how many times my brother has started. He has started back. He's done reboots and lose 10, 15, 20 pounds. That's hard work. It's hard work to lose 15, 20 pounds. But then he would relapse again. Now, Melvin, if I'm wrong, if I'm lying, and I've got the picture wrong, stop me. Then he'd do it again, and then he'd do it again. Then he'd do it again. And this is common. This is common until you realize some things that we're going to talk about tonight. The difference between myself and Melvin is not that I worked harder. It's not that I worked harder. While he was moving, sometimes we mistake movement. While he was moving, I was making progress. It ain't always been that way for me. For a long time, it was just movement. But I was making progress. Melvin was moving. He probably got more movement in than I did, but I made more progress. That's not knocking my brother. I'm using him as an example because we know each other intimately. But watch this. Watch this. Here was the difference. While he was moving and making strides toward reaching his goal weight, life would get in the way, and instead of knowing how to hold on and not give up ground, he would give up ground and find himself starting all over again. The only difference between me and Melvin was this. As I was moving, I was going forward, making progress, and when I run out of motivation or life got in the way, I didn't lose ground. I held on tight to where I was at. You know what I mean by that? I followed the system. I didn't really work as hard as he did. And there were times I was very motivated. There was 3 months last year that I put in more effort than I've ever seen anybody put in, and I'm not bragging. I did whatever it took. I got up at whatever hour. I intermittently fast. I did these divine days. I did perfect days. And I worked my tail off. I wouldn't go to bed till I got my steps in. I wouldn't go to bed till I got my workout in. I just became a beast. But I got to a place where I lost a little motivation. It's always going to happen. But the difference was I held the line. I knew how to hold the line. I knew how not to give up ground. And I had a line in the sand. And I said, you know what? If I keep going in the direction I'm going, I put on 5, I put on 10. I put the brakes on. I say, no more. I'm not doing no exceptions policy. It's all on again, whether I want to or not. See, to make progress, you got to be willing to climb up that hill. And when the going gets tough, you just hold on for dear life. You don't slide back down. You maintain your grips on the program, doing what you're supposed to do, even though you don't feel like it, even though life's in the way. You won't be giving the same effort as when you're making real progress. No, I'm not saying that. Real progress is maybe 1 hollow meal a week because you fired up. But then when life gets in the way, it's 4 days on, 3 days off, 5 days on, 2 days off, and there'll be 4 and 5. You don't feel like it. You don't feel like doing what you're supposed to do, but you do it anyway. Do you realize this? Do you realize, everybody, that it don't take a lot to look great in especially in the region we live? For your age, for your gender, it don't take a lot to look better than most of the population. 99% of them. You can have like the highest levels of energy. You can look the best, feel the best, attract more because you feel good, self-confidence, self-esteem. If you just put forth a little more effort than the rest of the population, they're just not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. You can be in the top 1% for your age and gender, and it's not even hard to do. It just requires a little more effort than the rest of the world is willing to put in. But you've got to know how to make progress. Movement is not progress. Movement is not progress. Some of you probably beat yourself up and say, I just can't do it. I don't have any self-discipline. When I'll submit to you, you probably got more self-discipline than you have any idea because you keep losing 10, 15, 10, 15, 10, 15, 10, 15, then you gain it back. All because you don't know how to make that progress. And when you feel yourself slipping and you're losing motivation, you hold the line. Look, brushing your teeth. I probably should do it more. I don't know what they tell anymore. But here's the thing. I brush my teeth when I get up, and I brush my teeth before I go to bed. I probably should do it 3 times a day, right? But I don't. I do it in the morning, and I do it at night. Now, if I get tired, I don't want to brush my teeth anymore. I just don't care about my teeth, and I don't care about my breath. I don't care about none of that. I'm just complacent about everything. I still don't stop brushing my teeth. I just got to do it if I want to keep my teeth. What do you want out of this program? What do you want for your life? Do you want to keep settling for less than mediocrity? Or do you want to settle for mediocrity? Or do you want to give just a little more effort and climb the hill, climb up while look, when you get to the top of the hill, then you have to decide, because you'll get there, then you have to decide. Some people fall back down the hill because of this. They get up there and they just look down at people. Like the old Pharisee. I just look down at people. Real success comes when you get to the top of the hill and you look down, you say, I don't want to look down at nobody. I want them all to come up here with me at the top of the hill because I feel so good and I want other people to feel that. See, it ain't about just you reaching your goal. It's also about lending a helping hand, helping other people up, inspiring them. Some of us got children and grandchildren that's suffering with obesity, and part of the reason they're suffering with it is because we're not living with any vision. You got all these reasons to do this. Now, daggone it, why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? Why don't you just make a decision tonight to do it another day? And maybe, just maybe, God will give you another week on this earth, and you can just say this, I'm going to do it for another day. I'm going to at least do it for another week. If God tarries is coming and gives me another week, God says, live, I live, die, I die. I'm going to pray that He give me more life, and I'm going to get it done. I want to know what it feels like to feel comfortable in my own skin. I'm giving up eating food as entertainment and for boredom and all these other things. I'm giving it up. Been there, done that. I know what it does for me. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let's make progress together. Let's make progress. Let's learn how to hold on to success until the motivation comes back. Have that line in the sand. All right, so I got a lesson for you. Let me answer Amanda's question before we get into the PowerPoint. Let me find it again. Well, there it is. Okay. This is from Amanda. Could you possibly discuss partially digested foods and any strategy as to when it's appropriate to have? I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around the concept of partially digested foods and why when we should want something easier to digest versus making our body work hard to burn and use the food we've eaten. I know you've discussed it before, but I'm struggling about this. In other words, when should I eat cottage cheese versus a protein shake versus a meat and green beans? Well, first of all, we probably have a whole class on that, but let me say in short, very important that you mix it up. That's why I love what we're learning in here slowly but surely, how to mix it up. How to mix it up. Because even a good thing like eating chicken and broccoli, if you could eat, that's exercise on a plate right there. That's whole food. It's not pre-digested. When we eat chicken breast and broccoli, boy, that goes in, right? It goes. You eat the chicken, you eat the broccoli, and it goes, and you digest this. Says, whoa, we got to start digesting this. Let's get a lot of blood flow. Let's burn a lot of energy, breaking that down. Those foods have a high thermic effect, and you're burning energy. I mean, it's literally exercise on a plate. And let's do that three times a day. Well, that's good for a little while. But here's too much of a good thing becomes a bad thing, because when you're talking about, in particular, you're talking about animal products, meat, proteins. Well, the body struggles to break them down. That's a good thing for a while. But then after a while, you end up with a lot of undigested matter in your digestive system, and you experience bloat, you experience gout, you can experience all kinds of problems. And then you have people say, then go all vegan. No, we mix it up. We have a wide variety of foods that we eat and consume. So what Amanda's talking about is in category 1, you have chicken breast. That requires a lot of energy expenditure to break down. Involuntary energy expenditure. Making sense? Fish, turkey breast, pork tenderloin, these things require a lot of blood flow to the digestive system. Therefore, you're burning a lot of calories just breaking them down if they're cooked and prepared right. But if we look at a protein shake, we look at low-fat cottage cheese or fat-free cottage cheese. You look at Greek plain yogurt. Well, look at it. It's pureed, right? So the body doesn't have to work very hard to extract the nutrients from the nutrition that we're consuming. So you don't get the same thermic effect. You're still getting the amino acids in a highly absorbable way, which helps you preserve muscle, but you're not burning the same number of calories when you eat a pre-digested food. So why would you ever do that? Well, there's times to do that. You do that Number one, if you're sick and you're unwell. You don't want to eat heavy foods when you're sick, feel a bug, you're unwell, because your body needs all of its energy reserves to fight off whatever sickness you're dealing with. So pre-digested foods come in handy there. They also come in handy anytime it's time to eat a meal. You get still within the context of the Shibboleth program, it's time to go eat a meal, but you're going to go for a run, or you're about to go work out. See, you don't want heavy foods in there because you won't get the same energy expenditure from your workout, because you won't have the same level of energy. And you don't want your body to feel tired and sluggish. So we eat something that's protein, but pre-digested protein, so that our body can concentrate on the activity at hand. Hope that makes sense. But that's it in a nutshell. Now, lastly, is the difference, are these foods pre-digested versus really whole foods? Is the gap so wide that if I'm craving low-fat cottage cheese that I shouldn't have that and I should have fish? No. We want this to be a practical, sustainable, fun program too. Y'all still with me? Make sure you're still with me. Did that help? Did any of that help? Cool. We learning some good stuff, y'all. All right. So I'm going to get my PowerPoint up. Y'all know how y'all know the deal, right? I can't see the chat as good. Make sure you set your chat to all panelists and attendees. Let me find my PowerPoint here. Got a lot of ground to cover, so I'm going to get with it. And then we'll come back and answer any questions you might have. Bear with me. Booyah. Here we go. Here we go. We got this show on the road. Just a reminder, make sure that you text the word reload to 31996 if you want notifications from me about class or when I eat, what I eat, and maybe that'll help you. I can't believe that I feel so good on so little. This lets me know how much of a lie I believed, even after I'd lost a lot of weight. I need more food. I need more food. I'm going to kill my metabolism. God has blessed me. And look, I don't know what's going on inside of me, but I know from the neck down, I'm in the best shape of my life. And I'm certain I did a lot of damage over the years. A little disclaimer there in case something happens tomorrow. But from the neck down, best shape of my life. And I live on very little food except for on a holiday. And I just feel great. I like to go to bed with just a little growl. I embrace the growl, baby. Right? But you don't have to do what I do. And you'll still get have great success. But it might inspire you. It might inspire you. I'm 6'3", 195 pounds. So, you know, it's hard to believe that a fella can live off so little. And I do, except for on my holidays, right? So if you want to see what I do, and it's simple and it's cheap, text reload to 31996. Let's go over the rules real quick. Probably better instead of going over them, that you remind me here when I come out of this PowerPoint to give you the link. Well, that'll save us time because we got a lot to cover. I give you the link of the rules. If you don't know the rules or you forgot the rules, it's very important to follow the rules if you really want to reload. Now, let me remind you why you signed on here. You said, Travis, now this is the way I take it. Here's the way I take our agreement with one another. Travis, I've lost weight and I gained it back, and I've done that once or more times, and I know what to do, but I can't make myself do it, and I need help with behavior modification. Well, you got to follow the rules. I don't want to follow the rules, then you're going to relapse. Certain of it. I'm certain. Your history, listen, I don't mean to hurt you, but your history is an indicator of your future until you change things that are going on in here and what you do. Journal, nightstand rule. I don't want to do it. Then you're going to relapse. Just go on and decide that you're going to be a movement person and not a progress person. You got to do the fundamentals. I don't want to. I believe I can do it without it. I believe I can do it without some of them fundamentals. I'm just going to eat that. This just happened. This just happened. So somebody will think I'm talking about them, but I'm not. You say, I'm just going to eat 2 Quest bars a day and a 1-2 MCT. I ain't got a journal. I ain't going to do that. And you know what? That's what you did before, and then you're going to relapse. You've got to do it the right way. And there's some behavior modification techniques, and we've laid them out. They're corny. No, they're not. They're principles of success. Do them. Make it a part of your daily routine. It does not take that long. Don't be intellectually lazy. Down at the bottom, I've added new items to our list. www.planetshiboleth.com. www.planetshiboleth.com. You know the drill. You put in your email address and the password, and boom, you're in. And then you click on Reloaded, and you get 3 tabs now. Days 1 through 7, days 8 through 21, and then your very first Divine Day meal plan is in there. It's the hardest one that I could come up with because I want to challenge you. Because if you can do it, the one I've laid out for you, the one I do all the time to detox, then you can do it. You can have more than one Divine Day because they're going to get easier, these Divine Days. All right, let's take a look at a little recap here, and I want to explain. I want to help you prioritize the different types of days. Now, you may say this is too much. This is confusing. That's why we have the regular program, if that's better for you. But I've been living this way since I moved part-time to St. Augustine, and it's worked wonders for me, okay? And it will work wonders for you, and there's never a boring moment. In fact, a perfect day begins to feel like a hog trough day, and you're still getting results. It's just results, results, results all the time. So you know the deal. You know how to have a perfect day, hopefully, or you wouldn't be in here. You follow the Shibola Shield. Now, if you don't follow the Shibola Shield components, you ain't had a perfect day, even if you're calling it a perfect day. So it matters what you do. It's the doers that are justified, not the hearers of the word only, but the doers. So we have a perfect day, and after 2 perfect days, we're in efficient fat burning. Is there any type of day better than a perfect day for efficient fat loss? Yes. Oh, by the way, the check mark is a perfect day. And after 2 of those, you get the fire, right? But then you have an intermittent fasting day. And if you do it the Shiboleth way, yes, the Shiboleth way, I'm proud to say that, it's the right way because we got to control blood sugar. It don't matter that we reduced our calories. We still have to control blood sugar, and we still have to get in enough amino acids to help us preserve our muscle. So an intermittent fasting day looks like this on our chart. And it's a little bit faster weight loss than a perfect day. In fact, if you have an intermittent fasting day and you get 15,000 steps, the chart will very soon, not yet, my programmer's programming it, the chart will very soon allow you to get back in EFB in only 1 day instead of 2. Travis, did you just pull that out of your arse? No, I didn't. I promise you. I'm obsessive about weigh-in. I'm obsessive about my journal, and I am certain it works. If you've been around for a long time, I ain't never steered you wrong, and this won't steer you wrong either. I'm willing to bank on it. But you still have to get in them steps. So in other words, if you had a holiday and you had a true intermittent fasting day and got in 15,000 steps, then the next day you'd be right back in EFB. That's a beautiful thing. No discouragement there. One play day, all you got to do is 1 good work day, and that's justice right there. That's justice. And an intermittent fasting day, in my estimation, a little better than a perfect day. It is a perfect day. Does everybody understand that? It is a perfect day. It's still a perfect day. So if you just mark your day a perfect day, hey, that's cool. It's still a perfect day. But if you want to really pay attention to your chart, go on and mark it an intermittent fasting day. Then you have a divine day. A divine day is better than a perfect day. The more extreme divine days, we're going to talk about this, how you can pick it out. The more extreme divine days would be better than an intermittent fasting day, but always a divine day is going to be a more wholesome, healthful, wellness type of way to live. And here's what I love about it. You ain't got to go green and clean every day to get the benefits of a clean eating lifestyle. What we're going to do with a divine day is we're going to focus on really, really clean eating, no processed foods. We'll go over that in a little bit. That's what it looks like. Then you have a holiday. If you're in the weight loss phase, this is that line in the sand. This is the difference between the folks that have movement versus the folks that make progress. Okay? If you violate the rules of the minimum rules of a perfect day, that's the minimum standard now if you're in the advanced program, right? So if you break the rules of a perfect day, say you can break the rules of a divine day or an intermittent fasting day and still have a perfect day. But if you don't follow at least the minimum requirements of the program, a perfect day, then you've had a holiday, and that's fine too. Look, I had 1, 2, 3. I had 4. How many do I get if I'm in the weight loss mode? I get 6. If I'm trying to maintain, how many I get 12. So if I have a holiday, it's no big deal. That's what it looks like. I took my super suit off. I worked hard, and now I get to play hard. Make sense? See, I got a mask on. I'm a superhero. Yay! And I have a holiday. I get to pull my mask off for just a little while. Get to play a little bit, and then I got to get back to work. But if I go beyond 6 holidays and I'm trying to lose weight, they begin to be called blow-it days. Now we need the negative adverse label because we ain't being tough enough with ourselves. And that's when the old devil shows up. That booger right there. He's that rascal right there. He got you. And you need to call for a mayday. It's a fun way to live. Some of y'all don't think so. Some of you do. But I'm telling you, it's a fun way to live. And it works like nothing else. This is lifestyle management right here. Lifestyle management. Some days I feel like a clean and green person. I do. I get in a state of mind. I feel like hugging trees and chasing free roaming chickens naked. But then some days I don't feel like that. I feel like having some Advanced Health Systems macaroni and cheese that's in that little dehydrated package. See, that wouldn't be a divine day. So if I feel like a nut, I can act like a nut. If I don't have to. That's what I love about Shibboleth. Intermittent fasting. When is the best time to declare a fast? We went over this. Lack of self-discipline, lost focus after a holiday, after a vacation. And you can also choose a War on Weakness meal plan plus 15,000 steps. And then you're right back in EFB in one day. We're going to talk some more about this stuff. Just want to do a quick review. Intermittent fasting day. Rules to declare an intermittent fasting day. You got to drink your water. You got to journal. 2 meals, right combination, right portion. Up to 1 approved snack a day. Minimum 16-hour fast between your last meal and your next meal of the next day. Now, with that said, that's the minimum requirements, but there's ways to optimize. Strategies. You could do 1 approved meal. I'm not suggesting those of you that have low blood sugar episodes do that. But sometimes you're just not hungry. I would have never told anybody to do this until I started doing it. And I'm telling you, it has worked wonders for me. And if my blood sugar drops, I just pull one of the diabetic options, like a Advocare Rehydrate or a Bio Coffee, something to get my blood sugar up. But watch the different strategies. 1 approved meal, One approved meal with a bowl of high-protein soup and salad. I've been doing this more than anything else when I do an intermittent fasting day. I'd say over the last 12 months, because I read about Herschel Walker doing this, and he looks awesome. But anyway, I'll go all day, and I'll have my Category 1-2 MCT or Category 7-2 MCT. That's my meal. But I hadn't eaten all day, so then I'll have a bowl of high-protein soup with it and a salad. Very filling, and man, the pounds just shed. Sometimes you feel like doing it, sometimes you don't. Now, I'm going with the most extreme down, the different ways to have an intermittent fasting day. And see, you'll by default, because you're having so few meals, by default, you'll get to 16-hour fast. One approved meal and one approved snack is that's the next step. One approved meal, one approved snack, 2 approved meals, and then you can go as high as 2 approved meals and 1 snack. You can't do 3 full meals, but you could do 2 approved meals and 1 snack. I do this one frequently too when I'm having an INF day, which means it would look like this. 12 o'clock, 12 p.m. I done worked out, now I done got hungry. I worked out in the morning, got to work, got busy, but now my stomach's growling. It's noontime, and I have me a bowl of Wendy's chili over a side salad. And then about 4 o'clock, I have maybe a bio coffee as a snack. And then at 6 o'clock, I have me some shrimp scampi with some broccoli. And that'd be it. That's another great INF day. Travis, I can't hang. It's too much. Don't forget, you can still have a perfect day. Some days you're on fire. This is what you do. But manage that blood sugar. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm a lowly sports nutrition consultant, former certified wellness coach, so on and so forth. All right, so you need to talk to your doctor. I don't treat, cure, diagnose, prescribe. I give you advice. You need to check it out with your doctor, okay? Because people they do weird stuff, man, when you start taking food from them. I'm telling you what, they do. Some people they react adverse. They have like a freaking panic attack. So you don't have to do this. I'm just saying it might be that day you feel fired up, and that's progress, isn't it? You have one more. Let's say your whole month was perfect, but you threw in a couple of INF days. That's more progress. Best times, optimal times. You don't have to use these times, but these are optimal times. 16 hours between your last meal and your next meal the next day. 12 and 4 are good times. I know you won't do this often because most people traditionally eat dinner much later than 4 o'clock. But it can be done. 12 and 4. It's not one of my favorites. 12 and 6. I like that one. I do that one a lot. 12 and 8. I don't like that one as well, but it still works. 6 a.m. and 2 p.m. I don't like that one, but boy, would it work. 8 and 4 is a good one. I like that. But you've just got to get that we want that 6. It takes 8 to 12 hours to fully digest a meal. So what we're doing here is giving ourselves 16 hours to digest a meal, giving our body plenty of time to digest, extract nutrients. It's just so good for the human body to do this. So good for the human body to do this and reset instead of just shoveling food in the furnace all the time and never cleaning it out. It's not good. It's not good for the body. Go to bed hungry. Really? Yep, you should. You ain't going to be doing nothing. You're going to be sleeping. I don't want to go to bed hungry. Well, you'll lose weight. You'll lose fat faster. Go to bed hungry if you can. If you can. Maybe you went for an INF day and you weren't able to stick it out and you switched to a perfect day, but think about how that works. You had a plan, you went for an INF day, you got hungry, you tried for the 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. routine, and you just couldn't hang, and at 8 o'clock you ate another meal. Well, what'd you do? You had a perfect day because you eat a perfect meal. Gives you something to shoot for, and I like that. I always shoot high, aim high. War on weakness. All right, I'm going to change this up a little bit because people are getting confused, and it's still going to work the same. All of the War on Weakness meal plans, all of them, every War on Weakness meal plan that you choose will also count as an intermittent fasting type of day. Now, what I've asked our developer to do is to add War on Weakness meal plans to the drop box. That little drop box where it says Perfect, INF, Divine, go on and add it there so that when you do it, you can just click that. It's going to work just as good as an INF day. Optimally, you need that 16-hour gap between your last meal and your next day's meal for it to truly be an INF day. But with a War on Weakness, here's what I want to declare tonight. Just look, I went through every one of them today and looked at them. There's not a one of them the way I put them together that I'm concerned about, because the meals are so light and small, you're going to have plenty of time to digest them. And I know that they work from the standpoint of fat loss. So don't worry about them. Just know optimally you need a 16-hour fast. But some of the War on Weakness meal plans allow for 3 meals. Not all, but some are either 2 meals and a snack. And you may struggle getting that full 16-hour window in. Don't worry about it with these unless you're just trying to optimize them. You will be fine, okay? So don't worry about those. Now, one of the things I'm going to do to also help you make better selections is you'll see in the next days that the War on Weakness meal plans, you know how when you complete one officially, you get the badge and it'll tell you how many that you've done. So in other words, like I noticed Devin the other day, she had done like 19 of the Halo Top challenges. And she had 19 points in her little badge. Well, some of the War on Weakness challenge meal plans are better than others. So in order to help you pick, I'm assigning them a number of 1 to 3. So if you do one that's labeled a number 3, you get 3 more points in your badge. So if you choose one of the exceptional ones and you follow the instructions exactly and it's labeled a number 3, and you had 19, after you complete that one, you have 22 points. So it helps you, just like the weight loss meter will help you pick out the best ones. Now let's talk Divine Day. We're going to talk Divine Day. We're going to start dipping our toe in the water a little bit. Let me come out of here and ask if you have any questions so far. Any questions so far? Let me see what you got to say here. All right. I probably missed quite a bit here that I didn't see. I am recording. Sorry, I'm scrolling and reading. Yeah, you can have coffee. Coffee is allowed, approved coffee anytime you want it. It's a freebie. Unless the special instructions in a WOW challenge say differently. I can't think of one that does right now. Well, we just have to wait on our developer. Every time I tell y'all something's going to roll out, it ends up being one of these things. Well, that we didn't know that was going to impact this other part of the website, and then it takes longer than I think, but we're on it. We are on it. We are on it. Don't wait on these changes to take effect. I know a lot of people do that too. Well, they rationalize, well, I'm going to just back off for a little while till all that gets done. You never live life that way. Keep going, going, going. We're building a new program together, you and I. Question, if foods are clean but have a diet soda, will this negate the Divine Day? I suggest so, Beth, I do. I know people will come up with their own rules. but I'm going to stick with my rules. What I've been trying to do, I drink so much Diet Coke, so many things that I drink with Splenda and aspartame. I've started incorporating these days to help my body out, because all the stuff I've read, and I certainly do believe and feel this way, is that you don't have to be clean every day in order to enjoy the benefits of a clean eating type of regimen, because negligible amounts of certain chemicals or additives that are in our food don't really affect you. It's when we do it so consistently and over time, our body not knowing how to process it, you build up a problem. So going clean throughout a month, throughout, here and there, a week, a couple of days in this week, a day the next week, the studies suggest it's great. And two, coupled with intermittent fasting days, that it does the body so much good. It's as if you're living that way all the time. So I would suggest that when you do have that rare divine day, for most of us it'll be rare, that you stick to what we're going to go with. That is clean. It's clean. That's the purpose of it. When you exercise on an empty stomach, will you burn muscle after a 16-hour fast? Well, you're going to have different opinions on that. You're going to have different ideals. Certainly trainers are going to tell you that. But if you're following our protocols, you're going to lose the least amount of muscle possible. You always lose some muscle. But with our program, you lose you lose mostly fat. But you always lose muscle. If anybody tells you ain't going to lose any muscle, they're lying to you, because the body sheds weight all over. So, yeah, if you go work out, but don't convince yourself that they're right, that you need to eat more if you're going to work out. In fact, every study that's got any substance to it will tell you that working out on an empty stomach, especially doing cardio on an empty stomach, burns fat much, much better and more efficiently than if you go work out, especially cardio, aerobic activities, not necessarily anaerobic activities, but aerobic activities. You'll burn fat a lot faster if you do your workout on an empty stomach. I believe that's Melvin, says you're training your body to burn the reserve fat you've stored. As long as you get the proper amount of nutrients in the day, I would think your muscles would be fine. Yes. And we do that with protein. That's why I say Shibola style intermittent fasting. It's okay to have super teas. It's okay to have clean teas. Absolutely. But you can't be adding that sugar and all that, those unnecessary sweeteners to it, or you'll shoot your blood sugar through the roof. All right, I'm going to go back, get back to our divine day. We're going to start nibbling in the water here. A divine day. Okay, let's talk about it. Here's what we're venturing off into. It sounds good. So I'm going to challenge you over the course of the next week to have one divine day. And it's the hardest one I could think of, but it makes me feel so good. A divine day, here's what we're going to be talking about. It's primarily going to be plant-based. Meat is allowed. The way I'm breaking it down, you're going to basically have categories of food that you might find in the Garden of Eden. And you're going to have foods that you might find after the flood. You're not going to have a lot of processed stuff, if any. I mean, very little, I should say. There will be negligible amounts of starch. And when I say that, that means almost zilch starch. Starch is deadly. With a perfect day and an intermittent fasting day, we neutralize it by managing it with protein and fiber. A divine day is going to be almost zero starch, negligible amounts of processed sugar. There's going to be an emphasis on back to the garden and after the flood foods, and an emphasis on antibiotic-free, free-roaming, organic, all-natural, minimal lectin foods. It's going to provide significant health benefits to everyone here if you'll start incorporating some of these days. We're not going to spend time going over every category of food tonight. I want to get you ready. You still should be playing with the meal plan that I've provided, perfect days, and beginning to exercise your self-discipline muscles a few days with intermittent fasting days. Now we're venturing off into a divine day. Now I'm going to pull up, let me stop this. I'm going to pull up our first Divine Day challenge. Let me get it up. And I'm just going to challenge you to do it. It's your homework. Over the next 2 weeks, give me one of these days, just one. You can do more, but I'm asking for one. So let me pull this up. All right, here's where I'm at here. I'm on planetshaboleth.com, your meal plan, or your meal ideas, I should say. I'm going to Divine Day, and here's the deal. He's going to make this look better tomorrow. Rod's run out of time. Rod works on the other side of the planet. He run out of time. But he's going to link it up to all the ingredients so that you can see. But here is the challenge day, and would allow you to mark a divine day. It's also an intermittent fasting day, but we're going to mark the day a divine day because it's superior to an intermittent fasting day because it's clean. This is amazing, and you'll experience amazing health benefits the more you do it. Breakfast. Now, I'm going to be providing meal plans. Okay, this is the one I talked about last week. Prepare a huge bowl, 2 to 4 cups of salad greens. That can be romaine, spinach, iceberg lettuce, kale, whatever you want. If you want more than 2 to 4 cups, have more. Doesn't matter to me. Add 4 to 6 cherry tomatoes if desired. If desired, add liberal amounts of cucumber, celery, cauliflower, broccoli, sprouts, whatever you like. You don't have to add any of that if you don't want it, but you can add them. Basically, any category 2 vegetable. You can add 4 to 6 baby carrots, up to a half a cup of berries if desired. Occasionally, throw in a half a sliced avocado. Then we've got to get our protein source. So we're going to start with something really clean. Add 8 tablespoons of hemp hearts, hemp flakes, or a mixture of the two. If using the very sweet, that's a new type of hemp flake. You don't have to use the very sweet ones. If you do use them, the very sweet hemp flakes, you can't have the other fruit on your salad. Now, this salad is meant to last you basically the whole day. Optional salad dressing, lemon or lime juice, seasoned with or without cayenne pepper and or garlic. Season it to your taste. You may also use any of the approved zero-drag MCT oil salad dressing recipes. Do not use more than a quarter cup of those salad dressings. You'll actually eat a salad for breakfast. It's a real challenge day for you. It's very healthy. You could live this way permanently, but your mind would give out on you. This is the perfect nutrient day where you would reset your weight to the perfect weight that God intended you to have if you could just stick with this. But you can't. None of us can. It's a diet, not a lifestyle. It's a divine day, not a lifestyle. We need to get days of grace. For lunch, continue to graze on breakfast as there should be quite a bit remaining. What I do is I get one of them at Publix. I bought me one of them big, like dinner for the whole family salad bowls, a bamboo salad bowl. It's all mine, though. I'm going to graze on that all day. So I continue to graze on it all day. When I get done with breakfast, I just put some saran wrap over it, and I take it with me, put it in the fridge at work. And I graze on it. For dinner, should be done with this salad before 4 o'clock. For dinner, when I get home at night, I have cabbage, and I've got that listed here. But you could also fast or consume more raw or steamed category 2 vegetables. Do not use any more oil. or any other vegetable other than category 2 vegetables. You can season your veggies with any 10-calorie or less seasoning. I use Goya vegetable and salad seasoning when I do the vegetables. Normally, I just boil up a big pot of cabbage when I'm doing this and detoxing. I boil up a big pot of cabbage, and I graze on that at night. And I love cabbage. If you don't, you might want to choose something else or don't have nothing. You want to go to bed hungry. I'm not suggesting you do this without your doctor's approval, but you can lose 30 pounds in 30 days easily doing this. Not that you will, but easily, and you would have very, very little loose skin. It's so shocking what happens when you incorporate this type of day into your regimen. And it makes a perfect day feel like a buffet. You may also add a 1/4 cup up to a 1/2 cup of no better croutons to your salad. Beverages, water. If not trying to have a divine day and you're just going to use this as an intermittent fasting day, you can have any 0-calorie beverage. You can have Shibboleth approved tea, coffee, or super tea, and it still be a divine day. If your blood sugar drops and you need something to help get your blood sugar up, go with bio coffee, and it's still a divine day. But if you have to submit and go with something like Advocare Rehydrate, then it's an intermittent fasting day. Exercise is totally optional. We suggest 10,000 steps in a day is a good goal for everybody to shoot for. You may start with 4,000 steps a day, but everybody here needs to work toward, at some point, a walking regimen. Now, I'm going to stop this and ask what questions you have. Any questions? Yes, Beth, I'll add that. You can have the hemp dressing. Anytime you say hemp, I'm all in unless you're talking about smoking. Then I ain't all in. Yeah, the hemp dressing is a great salad dressing for this challenge. Any all-natural tea without added sweetener that's got almost zero, it has to have almost 0 calories, will be fine. I can tell you that I've got a lot of out-of-date hemp dressing, and it still tastes great to me. If you keep it in the fridge or the freezer, it'll last almost forever. But you need to put it in the freezer or fridge. If it's got a nasty smell, just dump it. But I've got some I had so much left over that nobody wanted. I've got some that's 2 years old that I'm still using. But when I opened it, then I put it in the freezer. I would not, again, here's what's great about this, because you all are advanced. We're not trying to keep it simple for you. We're trying to keep it result-oriented for you. What about Walden Farm dressing? My suggestion, since we've got to have rules, is that though I love that stuff and it's 0 calorie, and in my estimation, great for weight loss, it's got Splenda in it. You might want to drop down and call that day an intermittent fasting day if you use that. The way I'm going to teach it, wink, wink, I think it's negligible amounts, but here's the deal. If I start saying Walden Farms calorie-free dressing's okay, all these people that come here to do the clean eating are going to pitch a fit, so I don't want to hear it. So I'm going to let, wink, wink, I'm going to let you be your own judge. Will it hurt your weight loss? Will it prevent you from cleaning your system out? No. There's negligible amounts of sucralose in Walden Farms. But as far as me teaching it, the rule is no Walden Farms on a divine day. So does that mean the hemp dressing could not be used after 4 if a divine day? Only as part of that salad recipe. Like if you didn't get all your salad in by 4 and you put some salad dressing on it and you was going to eat some more salad, that's fine. That's fine. For optimization, you should get all your salad in by 4 o'clock. But if you still had some left over, you're not going to make more up. But if you still have some left over, still some hemp flakes in there and hemp hearts, oh, certainly, go on and eat that up. It's no problem. Just to clarify, if you use the lemon or lime, it is any amount. Yes, any amount. If you make the MCT oil-based recipe dressings, it's a 1/4 cup. I would not, once you've cleaned your salad bowl up, I would not take the raw vegetables later at night and add more oil, because we want you to go to bed hungry. You turn your body into a fat-burning machine. Think about what you're giving your body. Straight up fiber, plant-based nutrition, and great amino acids from the healthiest food on the planet Earth, a hemp heart. Crazy. And yeah, you're a big body's going to be starving to death because it's dying. And it's I mean, you want to look good naked, you start incorporating these days. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Fun stuff too. Don't some of you going to experience, man, this is so hard, I can't do it. Now I'm hoping I'm talking to an advanced group here that realizes I can always back down to a perfect day, you know. But I've got something to shoot for here. That's what it's all about. Any other questions or comments? And anybody thinks it's nothing to brag about. I'm just saying I've done my best. But anybody thinks living the intermittent fasting lifestyle and divine days don't get you in good shape, email me and tell me you want to see my pictures. And I'll show you before, just perfect days, what I look like. And I'll show you in a year and a half, starting to incorporate those days, what I look like. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. Made a big difference in me. Yes, you can just spray a little MCT. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mushrooms is a category 2 vegetable. Absolutely. You can add them mushrooms. You sure can. Oh, thank you, Amanda. I appreciate you. And I know I ain't. I appreciate that. But, you know, I'm trying to teach people that, you know what being hot is? Doing your best. It's just like that, y'all. When you start doing your best with what God give you, you can't explain it. I'm probably one of the ugliest men on the planet Earth, but I feel hot because I work at it. I work hard, and I play hard. I play hard. Some of it probably wouldn't let me in the church doors because I play hard. I work hard so I can play hard. But I work so I can play. I don't work, play. Work, play. That's movement. Progress is work, play. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I hope it does. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I get it. Anybody else? Anything else? Because I got a good looking, I'd love to spend all night with y'all, but I got a good looking woman at home. How long do hemp hearts and hemp flakes last in the fridge? A long time. I believe that's Devin. I can just see part of the name. But here's the thing. Everything can go rancid. It's kind of like egg whites. If you look at it and you smell it, you do the smell with hemp hearts and hemp flakes, you do the smell thing, smell test, and the look test, and it looks all right, smells all right, it's going to be all right. The great thing about hemp hearts and hemp flakes, you can put them boogers in the freezer. They'll last almost forever. Yeah, we have a lot that just expires on us, and we still eating on them, right? And I ain't trying to get rid of them. That ain't why we push them so much. We push them because they yield results. I will, brother. You give Amy our love. We love y'all. Appreciate your friendships. Ain't many people in the world you can let your hair down with, and they don't talk about you. We let our hair down, Melvin and Amy. They're good people. I love them. We have a good time, but we work, and then we play. Sometimes we have to kill the fatted calf, put a ring on our finger, have a good time. Then the next day you got to get up and go back to work. Got goals. Which is better, the flakes or the hearts? Oh, that's tough. I get asked that all the time. It's just that's a lesson. Watch that hemp heart video I do. It's in the video library. In short, hemp flakes better for weight loss. Hemp flakes better for weight loss. Hemp hearts better for overall wellness. On a day as restrictive as this, hemp hearts. On a day as sorry, y'all, talk so loud I'm burping now because I had ate before I come back here. I'm sorry. On a day as restrictive as what we're talking about a divine day being, hemp hearts, for sure. Thank you. Thank you for that. I think that's Amber there. I hope y'all are enjoying these classes and new formats, and we're putting a lot of work in, y'all, to try to help you. We really are. It may seem like an hour lesson, but we work on that website in the back end and project management, support all day, every day, because we love you. Y'all appreciate it. It means the world to us. Thank you, Susan. Thank you. God bless you. As long as you see value in them and you're attending, I'm going to keep coming. Occasionally, we may have to move it around, but we're going to try to stick to this because I think the most number of people interested can get to it. So, amen. Changing our life, Katie. Bless the name of the Lord at all times. Hey, Ann, good to have you tonight. Appreciate you and all you've done for us. Yep, tomorrow's Wednesday's Weigh Day. Wednesday's Weigh Day. Everybody remember to weigh, hold each other accountable. Let's keep making progress. I'll have this video to you tomorrow. Hopefully you've been getting the recordings in your email. Check spam if you're not. It might be going to your spam box. It'll also be in the video library tomorrow. It's got a process. Anybody else? Any other questions, comments, anything? All right, y'all. We love you in the Lord. Y'all pray for us when you pray. We'll be praying for you. And remember, progress, not just movement. Oh, Melvin said there's a question on using Bragg's aminos. I must have missed it. Can you help me out there? If it's got anything to do with the divine day, absolutely. You can use that. It's fine. Use it on your cabbage. Yep. It's absolutely fine. Bragg's liquid aminos. Good night, everybody. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow if the Lord tarries is coming and gives us life and breath another day. Good night, everybody.